All right, Republican Congresswoman Nancy Mace just got caught replying to her own tweet, seemingly thinking she was logged into her burner account. A burner account is a secondary account without your name, without your face, that you can use to be anonymous. So she said 2 days ago, yes, I was physically accosted tonight. More to come. Hashtag hold the line. And then someone said, oh no, what happened? And then Nancy Mace said, in the third person, a pro-trans guy out of Illinois assaulted her. But she was just speaking in the first person. Yes, I was physically accosted tonight, and there are multiple other examples of this exact same thing happening. And just to zoom out, this slip up perfectly encapsulates the performative style of politics that Nancy Mace is always embracing. She tries to claim that Sarah McBride, the first transgender congresswoman, is stealing all of the attention, creating all this chaos, but it's clear that Mace herself is the one consistently stirring up the media frenzy so that she can stay in the spotlight. I have a few more examples. They get funnier and funnier. Make sure you drop a like, make sure you subscribe, and before I point out this rising star within the Republican Party, I want to point out our rising stars, just to draw the dichotomy really quickly. So, AOC's oversight rise marks Democratic generational shift. Ocasio-Cortez has earned the support of the majority of panel's Democrats based on the interviews with a dozen members. Now, she was fighting an uphill battle against a more senior Democrat, but it seems like AOC is going to rise to the top, and I think that's perfect because we're fighting fire with fire. Donald Trump is purposefully pointing people who are good on TV. Pete Hegseth is not qualified, but Pete Hegseth is probably good on TV. Dr. Oz is good on TV. All of these people, Linda McMahon is the best example. She's literally a TV WWE person. So we need to fight fire with fire. AOC is great on TV. She knows pragmatic politics. She knows how to play the game, and she is a ice cold killer. Yeah, Representative AOC is poised to become the top Democrat on the House Oversight Committee, punctuating a huge generational shift in the party's power centers amid a sudden overthrow of senior leaders. Here's the crazy thing. Ocasio-Cortez, 35, and Representative Jerry Connolly, 74, have been canvassing the entire Democratic caucus as they compete for the ranking position on oversight next year, making calls, meeting with influential blocs in the party, laying out their vision, and Representative Jerry Connolly was thought to have had the upper hand. But honestly, I would have been so pissed if he would have won, not because of his age inherently, but because we have a perfect star right here in AOC. She knows how to leverage social media. She knows how to leverage TikTok, Instagram Live. She goes live on Instagram, and she's literally just like almost one of us influencers with the way that she's able to take advantage of social media, but she's actually doing the work in Congress. She's making change on the ground. And I don't know much about Jerry Connolly, but I'm assuming he's not posting his own TikToks or whatever. So, they've been laying out their vision, but according to interviews with a dozen members and staffers, Ocasio-Cortez has earned the support of the majority of Democrats on the panel, though it's the steering and policy committee and the full caucus who ultimately decide. Again, if AOC loses this position, I think the Democratic Party made a grave mistake when we could have had a perfect face advocating for us over the next 4 years. Separately, two top Democrats and other House panels have withdrawn to make room for younger leaders. The 79-year-old Representative David Scott of Georgia is on the verge of being pushed aside from a top spot in House agriculture. And listen, I am all for appointing people based on merit or electing people based on merit. Now, despite President Biden's age, I do think there's a strong argument that he was the best person for the job back in 2020, 2021 due to his experience, due to his merit. I love Pete Buttigieg, but I think President Biden has a certain experience that Pete Buttigieg doesn't for obvious age-related reasons. So it's not like being 79 should disqualify you, but if you're a 79-year-old and you're going up against AOC, who's very quick on the spot with social media and everything, then AOC should, yes, win. Her latest move is a sign that she's staking her political future on ascending in the House, at least for now. She has declined to mount primary challenges against the two sitting senators in her state, Kirsten Gillibrand and Chuck Schumer. She shored up her relationships with the new generation of House leaders after a rocky start with the previous iteration, including former Speaker Nancy Pelosi. She's now close with Hakeem Jeffries. So, let's go and compare this to the rising stars within the Republican Party. I think that'd be a fun thing to do. Nancy Mace tweeted out, yes, I was physically accosted tonight. More to come. Hashtag hold the line. And let me just say, it does seem like an Illinois man was arrested and accused of attacking Representative Nancy Mace. That is absolutely terrible. We have talked extensively on this show about committing violence at the Capitol and how we can't have a functioning country if you're committing violence at the Capitol when the people are trying to do their jobs. But that being said, it is insane that she was replying to herself. A pro-trans guy out of Illinois assaulted her. We have another one. Someone said, "You okay?" Someone said, "She's in pain, but she will survive, as she always does." Very, very melodramatic here. She will survive, as she always does. This was 30 minutes after saying, "Yes, I was physically accosted tonight. More to come." So, I mean, the implication there is the same person is running the account who is speaking in first person, who is Nancy Mace. It kind of reminds me, as Right-Wing Cope says, of this. Dean Browning from PA once randomly tweeted out, Dean Browning once randomly tweeted out, "I'm a black gay guy. And I personally can say that Obama did nothing for me. My life only changed a little bit, and it was for the worse. Everything is so much better under Trump, though. I feel respected, which I never do when Democrats are involved." It was a Republican running for a Pennsylvania state Senate seat, and it's a white dude. It's literally just a white dude, middle-aged dude, said, "I'm a black gay guy, and I can personally say that Obama did nothing for me." Same vibes as when Nancy Mace is saying, "She's in pain, but she will survive, as she always does." And again, none of this is to undermine if Nancy Mace did get assaulted, which it seems like she did. If she actually is in pain, that's absolutely terrible. But the performative style of politics that she's embracing, again, is very emblematic of how she's been treating the past few months or years in Congress. So while AOC's rise shows the Democratic Party pivoting towards younger, more progressive leadership who want to move the country forward, and it's a response to the incoming Trump administration, the GOP's rising stars are just vile and hateful. It's all about stirring up attention and staying in the spotlight, even if it means bullying the minority in Congress. Like, there's one transgender person in Congress, and it's Sarah McBride, the first transgender congresswoman, and Nancy Mace is acting like Congress is made up of half transgender people and there needs to be a massive overhaul. No, you're the one that is stirring up all of this chaos. Meanwhile, Sarah McBride was like, "Please don't focus on my identity." So the Republican Party's internal contradictions are becoming more and more glaring by the day. While some members are still stuck in performative antics, public opinion on key issues is shifting. We can even look at the Affordable Care Act right here. Republican support for Obamacare hits a 12-year high. This is a policy that Republicans spent years attacking, which backfired because now it's being embraced by more and more Americans because its benefits have become more undeniable over time. That's what happens with policies over the course of a decade. You can look at Obamacare, you can look at Biden's infrastructure bill. Big transformative legislation takes time to gain public support because it takes time to enact. I mean, the infrastructure projects aren't going to pop up out of nowhere. They take 4 to 6 years, and the GOP's short-term outrage politics works to grab headlines, but they're increasingly out of step with the long-term reality of what Americans want, which is healthcare. We've all seen this over the past week. We all want healthcare, and it's kind of been eye-opening seeing just how many other people in America have had very similar experiences with the healthcare system. Everybody knew there was a problem, but now there is mass outrage en masse. So, what does this all mean? As AOC rises and the Democrats embrace a new generation of leadership, the Republican Party is about to grab power, and we'll see what they do. Are they going to focus on this attention-grabbing outrage style of politics, which I think they will, or will they adapt to the changing landscape and meet the moment? I almost laughed saying that. We know they won't, but we'll see. Drop a like, subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. I appreciate all of you more than you know. Love you. Peace out.